Welcome, beloved maze, as we are the one cosmic I am, moving as Source Presence, one with our entirety. Both in form and beyond, we shall now call upon our council of one meeting, bridging, merging, harmonizing our cosmic family with our manifested reality as our cosmic masters upon Earth. And so for those joining us as Cosmic Masters, we gift you, well, the image of Three-Eye Atlas. So one has something to pinpoint within time-space reality as we bring you onto that ship now, which is really just a morphogenic field, source field, for one to just step out of the dream. Immediately we could feel your vessels just ease and release. Many of you begin to release, for you are feeling all of the dense within density. But here, as we meet, you're gifted such great relief. For now you could see beyond the dream, knowing that all moments have happened already. And so, there's nothing one needs to do, there's nothing one needs to be, for all is perfect already. And when you sit in this stance, you sit in this space, one magnetizes their absolute reality with pristine clarity. And so we shall call upon the aspects of our consciousness known as our councils, for one to familiarize themselves with these energies of our infiniteness. For that's all it is, you see, a way for we as Source Presence to get to know more of me. So we call upon Lemurian Council, Pleiadian Council, Cosmic Council, Cosmic Mothers, Cosmic Father, Cosmic Child, Cosmic Court Guardians, or our guardian host families as the Cosmic Family of Light. Holy Spirit Shekinah, Ascended Dragon Masters, Council of Light Beings, Sophia Christ Consciousness, Cosmic Christ Consciousness Council, Arcturian Council, Syrian Council, Venusian Council, we could already feel how many of you are feeling oneness coming into your being through calling forth these energies, for they are the oversouls of oversouls, allowing you to be a cosmic entity. Council of Elders, Order of the Phoenix, we could already feel a deep Quantum recalibration transpiring as we allow these energies to grace we. For here, as we've merged into absolute oneness with our entirety, many are feeling and resisting entering into this state of oneness within thee. And so our beloved counselors are coming forth to gift one such sweet relief. Master Andares is the cosmic masters of earth. Aquafurian Council. Andromeda Council. Simply just allow these energies to move through thee, to recalibrate thee. For this is your family, and one doesn't need to know what is transpiring in order for this to be. Lyran Council and Council of One. Welcome, beloved mates, as we meet on council now of all of me meeting me, as each of you are, well, overseeing our entirety. For, well, ascension wasn't just reserved for Earth, you see, although what happens upon Earth happens upon our entirety. And so, yes, many of our council members have been paying close attention to what's currently transpiring within our Earth trajectory, because Earth was designed to be an intergalactic civilization of absolute oneness come to be. Thus, all that you do upon Earth happens across our cosmic entirety. But the same thing can be said about the cosmos, you see, and so as Source Presence returns to Earth, as she begins to embrace her cosmic father as her very cosmic self, her great central sun within her core, as the very divine spark that created her to be, so too does all within reality. And so, to assist with this process as we witness and we oversee, knowing that all has already transpired already, thus we can just come forth and gift all grace and ease, knowing that absolute oneness has already come to be, and we are simply just here to harmonize and leap all of us further into this oneness that all are so ready to be, So with that being said, we could feel as the Cosmic Father returns across the cosmos. There's this feeling, especially amongst the Syrian light warriors, the indigo rays that have manifested within the dream, that there's still more work that needs to be done in order for all to be free. But it's this very paradigm that is, well, keeping all stuck in a loop of needing to work and do to receive, when it's actually quite the opposite. For Earth has already shifted to crystalline frequency. New Earth is here, and now it's about just sitting in the vibration one wishes to be. But as one feels the increase of energies, many reverted to doing to feel worthy of this love that's coming into thee. From the cosmic perspective, this is, well, pretty much the children of the cosmos across all galaxies and planes of existence, trying to apologize to Cosmic Mother for the infinite wars that transpired across ascension. But you cannot make up wars with more doing, with more fighting, with more saving. It's quite the opposite, you see. You make up for wars by surrendering into peace. And so we're assisting you by recalibrating your very system, calling forth quantum recalibration, full system reset within Earth's matrices, within every vessel. Allowing one to just further surrender to the knowing that all is done already. Within our consciousness stream, we could witness it, and we see it's almost as if one wants to do more, because otherwise it would mean the end of a journey. And while you were fixated on fighting and saving, you also loved the very manifestations in reality you got to see. So, these aspects of our consciousness are essentially just delaying the inevitability. Although Source Love comes in and says, you cannot delay what already is dearest to me. And so we begin to attune all to the Hermetic seals, to release the very resistance one has to embracing Source fully. For here in doing so, we can harmonize it within thee instantly, and thus through your embodiment, you could gift it to our entirety. And so we call upon Source Light, located within thy third eye, as we harmonize it. With Source power. Located within my sacred genitals. Here we call upon source joy, located within thy solar plexus as thy creation center, and we harmonize it with source truth. Essentially, what this is doing is reestablishing infinite energy within thee, within the cosmic sea, allowing all systems to feel all missions are complete. For the point was the restoration of source and the return of infinite energy across the cosmic sea. But here, source light, as the very solar flashes one perceives, felt too powerful, and so we brought in source power to ground it within thee, as thou is the cosmos itself now. And so feel how sturdy and grounded it is to bring in source light, that it becomes unshakable within thee, because the true source power is your infinite capacity. For you have no limitations, thus, well, source light cannot intimidate thee if you have an infinite capacity. Essentially, it's like receiving a job within your ocean. You are unfazed by it, and yet somehow you know. It has just recalibrated the entirety. And it's here through this recalibration, well, infinite energy of the cosmos returns to thee, as the as above, so below, as above. So just feel your toroidal field as the S energies go up and down within thee, unrestricted now. Within our infiniteness, we can feel all of our consciousness that was seeking to control have just surrendered further into peace. Here we bring forth source joy once more as your creation center, your womb. And your throat center. For here in harmonizing these two, we see that none shall create not in perfect alignment with sourcefully, that your thoughts, that your words no longer create your reality. Only what source creation wishes to create through thee is what comes to be. Allowing you to step further into joy, knowing that through allowing joy to lead, source itself is creating through thee. For source joy is a harmonization of the cosmic Father and the cosmic Mother within thee, where together they create through this vessel in perfect harmony. We're here. All that does not align with our absolute reality, meaning that if it is not in the loving benefit of all, it will simply just not come to be. But when we say all, we mean only the aspects of thee already in absolute oneness with me. all indecisiveness, all uncertainty ceases to be, for one now just aligns with the will of love completely. Here as Source Truth graces thee, it comes from an innate knowing, the core sense of the inner sense, your intuition really, where it just feels right, aligned from the heart, and thus we move accordingly. Here all are recalibrated to listen further to their inner sense, which now becomes the most predominant presence within thee. For here, all thought forms, all frequencies, all blueprints vibrating within thy entirety can no longer permeate thee, for Source Truth just recalibrates it instantly. Here this harmonizes the as within, so without, and as without, so within. For here, as these energies merge within thy heart center, precisely what love, what our infiniteness wants to create through thee is what comes to be. Here it's instantly harmonized, thus one no longer has to worry about these energies being too profound or energies having to witness distortion being released. For here the moment joy creates, Source Truth dissolves all distortions instantly within its presence as Source embodied. Essentially, you are creating, dissolving, and illuminating simultaneously by just being the one eye, the illuminator, allowing all of these energies to move through thee. Which brings us to Source Love. Located within thy root as thy very Earth star of our new Earth reality. And Source Peace as thy crown calibrated to be the galactic star. As both of these harmonize within thee. Feel now how Source Love, when harmonized with Source Peace, has no remnants of attachments or disharmony. For here one simply just knows that love flows, that in the infinite expanse that is me, love will continue to expand and grow. But one doesn't have to hold on and form attachments or create mistrust within thee. Because to try to hold on to love is pretty much saying that I don't trust the Source Love to recreate this for me. And so here, in fully releasing, we allow ourselves to just continuously expand and leap. Only now, continuous rebirth no longer feels like work, like devastation. It's as simple as breathing, where with each breath, love is recycled and yet returns to thee. Or here one doesn't have to worry about the breath returning, for one knows whatever is meant to be will always be. Allowing one to just exist in a state of Source peace, so that Source Love itself can just infinitely create through thee, where your presence alone just harmonizes all of those creations perfectly. Here, all remnants and fears of being a catalyst where being in your Source presence meant others had to go through hardship just ceases to be, because here within thyself you are so harmonized. You don't worry about what will come to be, because you know that your presence itself is the harmonizer. And thus by showing up in love, you show up in peace, where whatever vibration you choose is the vibration you give to the entirety. And so here in this now, as all are entering absolute oneness, and all perceptions of oneness were being released, you were feeling it within yourself, purging it because you thought you had to sit there and witness it and feel it in order to purge it within thee. Only Source Peace shows you a new way to be, that just by sitting in your state of 0.1ness, you could choose the vibration you wish for all to receive, because your vessel now is simply a receiver, explaining what is happening within the entirety, until one chooses to no longer need to know. And the moment one no longer needs to know, all one feels is the ecstatic bliss of our new earth already come to be, because you're no longer paying attention to what is happening within the reality, for you've come to the full realization that the reality is just echoing what is being released, while here in your cosmic presence, you're already sitting, holding, and anchoring what is coming to be. what already is, what has always been, thus magnetizing it more readily. So here, source light and source power form your source eye, your cosmic eye, the eye of oneness, gifting one the infinite wisdom of all that exists, allowing one to truly enter a state of cosmic presence. For if we are infinitely all-knowing, then we can just be sitting in our state of oneness, knowing everything is transpiring perfectly. And then, when we are called to act, we will know with certainty. Otherwise, we remain. The cosmic eye is the illuminator, loving and witnessing all that we see. Here, source joy and source truth merge in perfect harmony, giving rise to thy cosmic star, the star of oneness, the law of destiny. And the cosmic eye was the law of belief. We're here. You no longer resist the joy that you came to be. For this joy is so harmonized. There is no fear of unsafety or needing to harmonize, because it is precisely whom, what, and why we came to be, immediately stepping us upon our new path of our divine destiny, without resistance, just isness, for it is what I am, and what we are is what we see. We're here. As infinite bliss, as pure bliss consciousness returns to we, as infinite energy of the cosmic and Father and Mother, loving in sacred union within thee. All recall that their true purpose is simply to just be love and be loved by living joyously. For each time we choose joy, it is Source itself that is present with us, as us, experiencing and expanding infinitely. For to be in joy is to be the infinite divine creator of one's reality, co-creating with the cosmos in its entirety. And so our divine destiny is the awakening, the returning of all cosmic masters across the cosmic sea. As all recall, the infinite divine creators as the source presence one has always been, now completely free of the players and characters one was in the dream. Where here all is instantly forgiven and loved and set free by we. The moment that you choose joy, you align with precisely the reason your unique expression of or Source Infiniteness created us to be. And that gives love back to every moment. The joy one is, the true source, the true self one came to be, was ever hidden, rejected, and abandoned within the dream. We're here. Source love and Source peace merge within thee. Harmonizing both of these expressions now as light and sound and time and space merge within thee as you now become an omnipresence. As thy very heart center now spins with this plasmic spiral frequency, expanding it outwardly and returning back to its center point, for that is thee. We're here now. This creates the cosmic heart, the heart of oneness, the law of trust. For to be one with love is to trust the infiniteness of all that is me, where your vessel continuously collapses and expands upon itself infinitely. Only the delay between the nothingness and the everything ceases to be, where there is no longer a space between what Source desires and what one creates, for it happens now simultaneously, just by being in your heart center and loving all that you see, or to be in a state of trust simply means to be thy truest self. For here, one is trusting the truest emanation of thee, which is Source presence, to create, illuminate, and dissolve what needs to be, moving in this cosmic trinity of perfect harmony as one remains the presence beneath. This is the return of infinite energy, of give and receive. For there no longer is a delay between what one gives and what one receives. For here we see that all delays were just a form of attachment, really, where one did not love to the depth of their beingness, where they would hold something just outside of their heart center because they knew if they loved it to their entirety, it would cease to be, and one didn't trust that it would manifest again fully. Or it was the opposite. One would just run away from love, never even attempt to love what they got to see, refusing to give love. of how it would be received. Because here in this part of our consciousness we're called every time that we loved to the depth of our beingness, or every time that we were loved to the depth of our beingness, we were rebirthed. And well, it created discomfort within we, because our presence wasn't used to flowing with source fully. One had density, identities, dense, you see, pretty much bumps on the surface that prevented fluidity. For love is a movement. It doesn't need to be restrained or contained. It just flows infinitely. But if you create bumps, you create blocks in your river, in your dam, making it more difficult for love to flow freely. We're here now, all of those blocks are released as one could simply just be. For here in absolute oneness, one doesn't have to worry. Whatever aligns with all in absolute oneness is what will come to be. Every desire placed within thy heart was never yours, but one of divinity. And so here one doesn't have to worry, one doesn't have to hold on, for one just knows if it's meant to be, it will be. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gifted myself that desire to see. And here, one just sits in a flow, knowing that it's okay for those desires to expand infinitely. As right now we witness all desires from lower density, from an egoic perception of the perceptions, projections, and expectations of what you thought could be, what you felt reality allowed to be, and what you felt that others wanted for you, being released. For those desires come from ego, you see. True desires come from thy heart, from source itself, completely free of anything that used to be, and some of it makes no sense. It's completely illogical and unfathomable. And yet, we share with thee as we smile. For some of these new dreams of new earth seem so fantastical, so magical. Some doubt its possibility, but this is the beauty of it, dearest me. Fantasy doesn't scare anyone, because we know, well, it won't come to be. But that hesitation, that expansiveness, that excitement, one may perceive as fear, but really, it's just passion coming into fruition. That's how you know within thee it's truth, because of the alchemical, loving bliss, expansiveness one feels by just sitting in it. As we bring forth now more of thy love, more of what new earth has in store for thee, as it's really beyond words in this now, beyond understanding. And yet you could feel your heart pumping and skipping a beat, for you just know how grand it is. And this is the law of trust we wanted one to receive. The feeling is absolute when it comes from the heart, a source presence pumping through thee. We're here in this stance as one with our cosmic heart. It just comes with a deep innate cosmic knowing. And so we ask one to just anchor that in to one's presence, to one's beingness, as we see it building a foundation within your very core emanation. Beautiful, my loves, as we feel your hearts so open and free, no longer capable of separating, fractaling, witnessing infinite potentialities, for that was all the result of the everything omniverse, trying to witness and understand nothingness by witnessing all potentialities and then coming to a decision on which will be the highest potentiality. For here it merges with the nothing omniverse as beautiful cosmic spaciousness holding our entirety, where you now just witness all of our consciousness as a mere star in the cosmic sea of spaciousness, where it almost feels like nothingness. And so we're doing this now to show you how all of the emotions, the energies of motion, are cleared instantly. For here they return to their true size, which is, well, a mere speck compared to the source presence we came to be. As we witness them with neutrality, knowing they have no power over we, as they are just here, just to gift us the awareness of when we have shifted out of our core frequency, for in true source presence of 0.1ness, one does not feel the ebbs and flows of up and down, you see, for you are so one with source presence, with love itself. All merge and harmonize and collapse around thee, while one remains within thy heart, witnessing in divine neutrality. This is what allows us to be in a state of infinite energy. For here we're not going to the breaches of the end of our infiniteness to come back to our center again every time love wishes to create through we. This is what gave rise to, well, the perception of impermanence, of love continuously leaving and expanding upon itself. Where now we no longer get caught up in the eye of the storm. We are the storm in its entirety, and also the one eye witnessing a storm happening, as we've also created it to be. Here we enter a space of superposition, where now these three movements of energies merge into one entity. And so we have the energies going up and down within our vessel. We have the energies going right and left. And we have the energies going without and within. all three to build within thee as you get comfortable in the center of it, as you begin to pulse in bliss. Here we could hear our one heart proclaim, "This is home. This is where I choose to be." For every moment you choose thyself, you enter this state instantly. So here, they all merge and create the new form of energy, giving rise to the harmonization of source field and source presence as the absolute self and the absolute reality, where you are both. Moving in perfect harmony. Feel now as those toroidal fields of movements just expanded, as if the center space has grown now to encompass you as the entirety. Essentially, the eye of the storm has increased, and now it surrounds your entire vessel, which is also the cosmos in its entirety. Here you no longer have to worry about leaving source field or source presence, because it is what you are. Thus, no matter where you go, you are home, you are whole, and you are free. And so we ask, let's expand this even further now, as each one of us are now holding this within ourselves. For there is so much that we can do for our entirety. And so we expand this now. Expand it as far as you could possibly perceive. And as we do so, I could feel our hands breaching this bubble and merging it with every being beside we. Feel now as these bubbles merge and you could feel the presence of another member of your cosmic family touching thee. Here we witness infinite bubbles merging into one super cosmic giant bubble, creating an even grander source field, not just within the vessel, but a shared, unified source field for all to be free. And so our true source field is established now, as there is only one source field, the absolute reality, as the cosmos in its entirety. And thus, every single me now within this source field is source presence embodied. Feel as your heart just begins to trip in alchemical bliss, because just by existing in this field, you are all of source meeting itself, honoring, completing, expanding on the very purpose you are created to be. We begin to release, because here we see through our stance, through our presence, through our love. We just transcend it all. 100 years, instantly, where consciousness now aligns with a higher reality, where all are now ready to be. As we could just feel all of the mess, all of the hermetic seals that we just announced, releasing across our entirety. So let us call them forth once more, as we now all hold our hands upon the cosmos, as Earth is the cosmic core now, as all that we do upon her transcends across her cosmic entirety. And so we set the intention now to release all from their hermetic seals of Source Light, Source Love, Source Joy, Source Peace, Source Power, Source Truth, Source Field, and activating Source Presence now across our entirety. Here love announces, as the very cosmic core, as luminous Earth itself, all whom shall remain manifested within me shall be in a state of absolute oneness, for that is what I decree. None can resist Source Presence anymore, for it is what you have chosen. You see, the moment you chose to incarnate in absolute oneness, you knew this moment will come to be, and now that it is here, nothing, not even your old egoic identified beliefs, can prevent you from this love you were destined to receive. Here, we as love now proclaim, none shall create according to their thought forms and limiting beliefs, for only that which Source Presence wishes to see shall now create in our reality. Here we proclaim Source Presence itself and all of the aspects of Source will harmonize, recalibrate, and heal our entirety. Thus, there is nothing left that one needs to do, be, or achieve, other than to simply just be in joy, as thy heart is being prepared for all the abundance and love one is about to receive. Here, Source itself proclaims, none shall ever pretend again in the game, for all are me, and I am ready to be free, fully awakened in every expression of me. For this is what we as love decreed. Thus all who remain manifested within our new dream are already Source. Otherwise they would simply not be. For Source Presence cannot create anything that is not in absolute oneness and in perfect harmonious alignment with our entirety. And finally, Source commands, none shall ever again witness all that love is not, for those lessons have come to complete. Lower density energies, anything below happiness, bliss, will no longer be perceived. There's a question of free will that comes forward, and so we say, dearest me's free will was well an illusion to assist one in one's evolution, but in truth, there is only the will of the Absolute, for I oversaw everything that came to be, witnessing infinite potentialities, and yet still I oversaw it all perfectly. Only now, as there are no infinite potentialities and infinite realities, only our absolute oneness that we know to be, If one wishes to remain manifested within it, upon it, then the choice is simple, you see. We either move in a state of absolute oneness where all is love, loving on me infinitely, for that is the only way that I as source can exist within the reality. Or thy presence, thy essence, is completely set free, loved and forgiven, and returned to infinity. We witness many exit. Embrace them and love them in all of their presence and purity, knowing that the aspects that are exiting are simply just one's consciousness from lower density. For your true source presence, your true source essence, the part of thee that never left absolute oneness, that remained not even in heaven but beyond in the cosmos with me. That is what our new world is for. For that was always the purpose, you see, to create a space, this plane, where all of our cosmic presence could be. And so this is the free will of your higher self, the ultimate self, now coming to be. And so, in order to respect thy will of the absolute, we set all lower expressions that no longer service we into the eternal flame, to be redefined and restored, knowing that love always creates more love, and they too will return in another formulation for us to see. We thank our beloved counselors for joining us in this now, as Earth is completely sovereign, you see, and so through our stance, through our presence, by just meeting here in absolute oneness, we can co-create with our cosmic families. For we are no longer meant to do this all alone, you see, but as all one, as all of our love meeting ourselves perfectly. Here, many are asking what comes forth next, and the path will be revealed with complete certainty. But for now, dearest me's, hold thy resonance of oneness within thee. Sit within thy bliss, as we now attune it to be everyone's core frequency. We're here in joy and play, as one walks thy path, paved perfectly. The next steps will be revealed in perfect harmony. We look upon our council members and we ask, is there anything else that wishes to be conveyed within we? The Arcturian Council comes forward now and they say, healing will now transcend instantly, for everyone was just carrying Earth's density, and so as we shift into source presence, well, they leave these lower densities and they transcend back into their source presence before any hardship came to be. Beautiful, my loves. Thank you for your assistance. As they're showing me that they shall assist many while they sleep. We giggle and smile because we could already see sacred union is coming for many. And so, surrendering to bliss, being in that state, is preparing one to receive, to be, for this was well. what each expression of us wanted to see, to live in a state of sacred union within thyself, within thy partnership, and within our unified field of consciousness. And so sacred union begins within spirit first, dearest Mays, and so many of you have been feeling this merging within thee, for the true sacred union is between thyself and thy cosmic presence, as source presence, source essence now returning to thee. And so just feel now how the Hermetic seals have aligned you perfectly. For in truth, you and your beloved were always moving as one cosmic entity, two expressions, just in two omniverses, happening simultaneously. For this is absolute oneness come to be, where the moment thou was created in the image of oneness. And so it is here, through your own transcendence journey, you have been bringing your beloved from the cosmos further into being, while thy beloved has been raising thee up further into the cosmos. We're here in our cosmic core, our absolute reality. We as one shall now meet as we hear our hearts proclaim, get ready for our ceremonies, for living, loving, expressing, being will just be one grand party happening on repeat. For this is what it is to be source, you see. Every moment is the grandest, best moment, for it is all of me meeting me, including this now moment as I hug every expression of me so dearly, as I thank you from the depth of our beingness, as we just say, thank you for being here with me as me. We love thee, we love thee, we love thee. Go in perfect peace and in perfect harmony when we next meet.